Okay, welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is a general reading. This is for all signs. So remember, this may not resonate with everyone, but take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, and let's see what Spirit has to say to us today. Spirit, please tell us what we need to know for our greatest good. Please tell us what we need to know for our greatest good. Okay, whoops. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Okay. So we have the Two of Wands clarified with Temperance, the Fool clarified by the Knave of Pentacles, the Six of Wands clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands clarified by the Eight of Swords. Okay, the overall energy here is the Four of Pentacles. Okay. I'm getting that this might have to do with, this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This may have to do with holding on to something, creating a foundation, but also I feel like it might have to do with your stability and maybe with material, with your material wealth and or your health. So just give me a moment, let me look at the cards. Okay, I've got two eights in the outcome position, which is very interesting. All right. Okay, there is a lot, there's an overwhelming amount of Wands and Pentacles energy here in this reading. All right, so I really do think this has to do with some sort of business venture, has to do with your career, something that you're really passionate about. All right, in the first position here, we have the Two of Wands. So again, this is fire energy, which is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And this person here, normally he's holding on to a globe, but this person is really in the planning stages of trying to make something that he's very passionate about real. So he's in the planning process, trying to manifest his passion or his ideas. Okay, this is clarified by the Temperance card in reverse, which means I'm getting that he's having a little bit, he or she or you are having a little bit of difficulty making things work, sort of rejuvenating something. I get sort of maybe having difficulty sort of being creative, maybe blending two ideas, maybe two people, all right, because you're really going to have to use what you know. Okay, so we have Temperance. She's usually grounded. Her feet are on the ground, and usually she's got a toe in the water. So she's got to have, a good foundation. She has to know. She has to recognize, what she has, as far as material wealth, as far as what's in her foundation. And then her toe is dipping in the water, and water is always creativity. Okay, and here she's got the moon. The colors of her chalices are silver and gold, and she is mixing sort of the sun and the moon. So trying to mix opposites, trying to make and find the correct combination for success. And since this card is in reverse, I'm getting that might be a little bit difficult. All right, as the Two of Wands, you can see he's really thinking about it. He's really working on trying to blend two opposites, trying to figure out a creative solution to his issue. All right, we get that this person or you are really willing to take a risk with the Fool card. Okay, so you're ready to start something new. All right, and you've got everything with you. You actually have a wand with you, which is your passion. You've packed up your earthly belongings, which is everything that you own that's important, nothing extra. So I get that you're sort of cutting out the fat here. And you're just taking what's important, just looking at what's important to make this dream come true. And under that, we have the Knave of Pentacles. The Knave of Pentacles, this energy is a very meticulous energy. This is somebody who's put a lot of planning into this. They're not afraid of hard work. They're ready to get out into the real world. So basically, they don't have the life experience yet. So I'm getting that, in the planning stages, you're having a little bit of difficulty of, finding sort of a creative solution to all of your problems, but you're willing to take risks, and you've done all of the planning necessary. Again, this is Pentacles energy, so there may be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your chart. It's slow-moving energy, but you can see that this knave is completely prepared for whatever he or she is going to undertake. They just lack a little bit of experience, and that's perfect because it is clarifying the Fool, which is the 0. And remember, the 0 is in the shape of an egg because that means there's infinite possibility. Okay, so Spirit is saying there's infinite possibility. You've done all of the planning and everything appropriate that you needed to do, okay, to get this off the ground. Okay, now here you have the 6 of Wands. This is victory. This is somebody who has the support of the people. It's optimism, because you're willing to take the risk, because you've done all of the planning, and we've got planning here and here with the 2 of Wands and the Knave of Pentacles. Spirit is saying you will be very, very victorious. You will be very successful. This is beautiful energy, you guys. Very beautiful energy. Clarifying the 6 of Wands, the victory card, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse here. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, is very slow-moving energy. This is earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so it says that you have success, but the only problem here with him in reverse is that you might feel like the work is going to get mundane. You have to be prepared for the long haul. You have to be prepared for the details. When there's a spark of passion and you're really excited about things, you have that initial sort of energy with all of this Wands energy, but Spirit is saying, just watch out here because you might get tired. This is going to be a long project, okay? So make sure, you keep your head down, you continue to pay attention to the details. Things are not going to be moving quickly, okay? There may be a few delays, but as long as you continue working hard and putting your best foot forward, you will attain this victory that we see in the 6 of Wands. All right, in the outcome position here, I have the 8 of Wands, which is excellent. These are the arrows of love or the arrows of passion. So what's going on here is that you know exactly what you want and you're going for it. So after a period of a waiting period, which I think you might run into a few obstacles where you're going to have to put your head down and continue working, I think that you will have a definite breakthrough. Things will speed up. Things will move very, very quickly. Okay? And you know exactly where they're going. You know exactly where these wands are going to fall. Again, this is fire energy, so this may have to do with a fire person, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Okay, but this is a lot of passion. There may be a lot of travel involved in your business. But it's definitely, you know where you're going, and it's going to happen quickly once all of the planning and the hard work comes together. Okay, now Spirit is warning us here about the 8 of Swords. Again, the 8 of Swords is saying, hey, just be really careful here. Things are going to change, things are going to move quickly, and make sure that you don't stay in your head, that you don't have unnecessary fears. Let go of all of your fears. Victory is yours, okay? You're going to be optimistic, remain optimistic, even if there are challenges that are presented to you along the way. You have done all of the appropriate planning, Okay, we have that in the Two of Wands. We also have that with the Knave of Pentacles. Okay, take good educated risks in this business. Okay, I'm really getting that this is a business opportunity, or someone is starting a business, somebody is starting sort of a passion project. Okay, victory is yours as long as you remain optimistic. And I get that that really works here with this Eight of Swords. Okay, that it's very important that you don't get stuck in your head. It may be a little bit lonely up here. Okay, I get a lot of singular cards, so I get that you might have to sort of isolate yourself. You might have to, really put your head down, and people around you may feel like you're ignoring them. Just ignore all of that, because victory will be yours. Okay, and here your overall energy is the Four of Pentacles, so I think that you'll be able to create the stability that you want. All right, but this man at the same time is a little bit lonely looking. All right, so he has all of the material wealth that he needs, but he may be lacking some of the emotion. I don't see, there are no cups in here. So there, I don't see, you may be lacking sort of the emotional aspect of life once you get everything situated. And Spirit is saying that with this Eight of Swords, just be very careful. So you might have to really pay attention also to to your emotional side. But I get that it's the most important thing right now is to create stability, financial stability. All right, I'm just going to very quickly, I'm going to clarify this Eight of Swords energy. All right, which I get is is loneliness. Okay, I get that maybe you in your push to get what you want and to achieve and to make everything real, you might be neglecting your family side or your social side. Okay, which might be a necessary evil. Okay, so the High Priestess. Yep. So there, I get that. Here we go, and the Magician. So here we go. We have two opposites: the Magician and the High Priestess. Okay, the Magician and the High Priestess, this is a couple, this is a pair. All right, she is feminine energy, she pulls back, she's intuition, and the Magician is all about manifestation. So again, I'm really getting here from Spirit that while you're manifesting your dreams and your material stability, okay, you may really be lacking, you may be neglecting your partner, okay? And you may not be able to manifest so easily sort of the feminine side. There's a lot of masculine energy. So make sure that you're paying attention to your the duality you have within yourself, but then also make sure that you're balancing, the masculine and the feminine in your life, and if you have a partner, just be sure that you're not pushing them away in this time. Okay, because this time it's a time of hard work, a lot of planning. All right. So make sure that you find that balance. All right, and Spirit is saying, just as a warning, all right, stay optimistic. All right, but there's very little emotion in these cards. It's all hard work and passion, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's amazing. Okay, but I think in the end, once you get to where you want, you might feel like, oh wow, all right, I missed some opportunities. Okay, so just make sure that you're not missing or those opportunities or neglecting everybody or your partner. I really get that maybe your partner, again, remember gender is fluid, so it doesn't necessarily have to be male or female. Okay, so let's see what we have here. The Sun, so this is excellent energy, this is partnership, this is success, this is optimism. Okay, I'm getting here the 8. It's an indecision, so we're getting a lot of 8s. So you may be just not sure about. I get that maybe you're not sure. There's something about this you're not sure about. Okay, and I get that couples really well with this Temperance in reverse. I think you're having a hard time blending opposites. Okay, again, and we see that. Ooh, sorry guys. We see that here. We see that here with the Magician and the High Priestess. Okay, we see that with, this is the sun and the moon. Again, it's the masculine and the feminine. And I'm getting that you're having a hard time maybe working together with somebody, but I get that it's more in your personal life. Okay, that you're having a really hard time blending opposites or paying attention to your emotional side, your romantic side, your relationship sector as you're working on. This project, as you're trying to make your turn your passion into a business or into a reality, okay? And there's a little bit of indecision there because I think that you find it a little bit difficult, all right, to focus on both things, all right? Here we have the goddess of the moon, all right, which is excellent. Again, this is very similar here. Look to the high priestess. She's showing up again. So I get that there is a feminine energy here that's very important. Spirit is asking you also, hey, pay attention to your intuition. And there's a woman here. I'm getting that there's a woman in your life who may be very, very intuitive. It could be a partner. It could be a sibling. It could be your business partner as well. Okay, but I get that more that it's in your personal life, not in your business life. Okay, and there's something going on here with the new moon. So I want you to pay attention to the lunar cycles and see what manifests during the lunar moon. But I'm getting that's very, there's a little bit of trouble here, with the duality and with combining the masculine and the feminine, which has you a little bit out of balance, even though I think you'll be extremely successful with material wealth and stability, but you'll be lacking. I think you feel a little bit lonely in the end, and Spirit is warning you of that, okay? So just pay attention to that. Pay attention to the lunar cycles. Pay attention if you have a moon goddess in your life, okay? And those of you that do, you'll know who I'm talking about, okay? And if we look at her, take a look also at her features. It could be somebody in your life that looks very much like her. Spirit is saying, it could be a blonde, somebody a little bit wacky, but somebody just very captivating. But Spirit is saying, don't completely shut this person out as you work towards your financial goals, okay? And there we go, we have walking away, because if you do, you're going to lose this person, okay? So again, we have this person walking away, all right? And we see that again here in the 8 and the indecision. Okay, so please, Spirit is saying, don't ignore this person. Don't ignore this goddess of the moon that's in your life, this wacky, captivating, beautiful woman, or I get that it's a female energy. Again, gender is fluid. Okay, so I get here that you guys might be a couple, okay, or you might be trying to be. All right, and she's the feminine energy, you're the masculine energy here. You're manifesting, you're trying to manifest wealth and success, all right, and she's more emotional, okay? She's more of the emotional type, passionate, romantic, intuitive, all right? So those of you will know who I'm talking about, all right? So I'm going to pull, so Spirit is saying just be very careful here. Because you may lose this person, okay, if you don't somehow find a balance, all right? I didn't think this was going to be a relationship reading at the beginning at all, but it looks like Spirit is saying, pay attention. Okay, so here we have protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels, so don't worry, okay? This is beautiful, beautiful energy. This is wonderful to know. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. So I definitely feel like there's an upward momentum in your career, okay, and whatever you're doing, all right. Fellow travelers, support is all around you, so there are people that are very supportive of you. It may also be this wacky moon goddess that's in your life, okay? She may be really supportive of you, so please don't neglect her, all right? Please don't, let her walk away. All right, finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. So again, I'm getting that opening to your spiritual source. This is also really connecting with, if it's not a person in your life, then it's really connecting with your intuition, okay? Because I think you're one-sided, you're very passionate, you're very hardworking, okay? But Spirit is saying, pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your feminine side, okay? You might be just heavily weighted on the masculine side, okay? And in the sort of brute force of everything, and Spirit is saying, you know, Spirit is saying don't neglect your feminine intuitive side as well, because that might you don't want to lose it or that person. All right, a leg up. So this is perfect. So whatever you're working for is taking you to higher places. It's taking you towards more financial security. Okay, which is beautiful. I think that's something that you are manifesting, that you really need in your life. All right, and you're very poised in doing so. Okay, so I think it's a very elegant journey. I think whoever I'm reading for, this is a very elegant, you're an elegant person, you're hardworking, you're above board. Okay, there's a never-ending story though. I think you felt like, it's taken such a long time for you to get to this point, to make this move. Okay, that I think that's why you're not willing to sort of give that up, even for a wacky moon goddess, okay? I think that's why maybe you're a little bit, you might have your blinders on, okay? And imagine, again, here we're getting a lot of this high priestess intuitive energy. So in the end, it's going to be very, 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 very important for you to pay attention to all of these cards, okay? I've also got here, we've got this here. Look at all four of these cards, all right? They're all about using your intuition. Look, there's so many clouds here, okay? A lot of nighttime. So again, we've got all of this feminine energy. We've got all of this intuition. Spirit is just saying, you are strength. Okay, you are like this sun card. You are fire energy. You could be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Okay, so please don't neglect. Please don't neglect your feminine side or the feminine force in your life. Okay, and use your intuition. All right. Again, it could also be a person. All right. Again, as I said, I keep getting the image of some sort of wacky moon goddess who very well might look like this picture, okay, that I showed you, because I am getting, that there is this couple here. Okay. All right. So I am going to leave it there, you guys. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I love you all, and hopefully I will see you next time.